What's up, guys? It's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Buildit video, and today we're going to be doing a contest mayor's review on one of my trainees' weeks. So she did this week, she did a solo week on her own, and I am grading her progress for the contest to see if she did all of the right choices. Now, certain things I have to be made aware of in order to grade it, properly. I have to know what was going on in her game. Certain things I have been made aware of, like when the war started and when the monster was there, stuff like that. Okay, so very first thing that you want to do is look at the city level and look at the experience bar in the top left corner, which hers is pretty much maxed out, so she won't be doing any house upgrades. So we know that. We know she's level 24, therefore we know that she only has 40 factory slots for production tasks. We know that she's in Mega because it says 60 tasks remaining, which would be Mega. And we see that she has a total of 36 tickets, so we know that using all tickets is a possibility. Now, right at this current moment, that's about all we need to know to be able to look at what needs to have happen, other than the fact that we had an accidental war get started this week, so we were off of our war schedule. That being said, we were not in war at the time when the contest of mayors started, so her first choice would have been the war deliveries on a normal week. Now, given the fact that we weren't in war and the monster wasn't there, she was not able to complete that task. Now, the next thing that I want to make sure that everybody's aware of is that this voting task here, a vote designed for 2,500, to my knowledge, as of right now, SimCity has not fixed this issue. If you start this task and you do your votes, it's not going to count all of your votes. It's only going to count one, thereby making this particular task basically useless. You can't complete it. So if you start this task, it needs to be start to cancel or not touched at all. Now, given the points value of the task and the fact that it's basically been rendered useless, it stands to reason that she needs to get rid of this task immediately, right? So the very first thing that I would do in a task assessment is say, okay, the war deliveries for 3,000 is her first choice, but she's unable to do that. Her second choice would be the design, vote design, which she cannot do even if it was available to her. So that needs to be canceled. But we don't want to, just cancel without going through the rest of our list. We still need to look at what we got going on here. She has the monster, which obviously isn't there, otherwise she would be able to do the war deliveries. Then she has veggies, so she needs to get those prepped. So now she would not have prepped veggies because they're so quick, right? She would have prepped something else. So what she would do right now is she would pick up one item from the barn and she would place down one veggie. Then come back to her list and say, okay, I've got a feed task here at 1320. Now that's pretty damn low. Now she would have prepped feed, more than likely. So the first thing that she should do is pick up the feed, ignore the task, and prep something else. Now, she, depending on what time of day it is for her, if it's nighttime, she could prep a full round of glass, or she could prep something else, or just leave them open, or whatever. Now she's got a earn simoleons task, which again, we already know that we're not going to be doing that right now. She's got a deliveries to London, which is one of her rotatable tasks. Then she's got upgrade for London town building at 1,000, so that's going to sit. Then she has an upgrade Paris for 1,000, an 800 epic, and an 800 war attack. Now both of those 800 tasks are rotatable. The war one is not obviously going to be doable until the monster or war, is in play. So that's out for a while. So right now, her main tasks would be the war deliveries, canceling the vote, her monster, and then her veggies. Those would be the main tasks she would be looking at. And then her rotatable tasks would be the coins, London, and the ones at the bottom, you know, the 800s. Okay, so now that we know that, what should her first play be? Her first play should be to cancel that vote because she cannot do that 3,000 point deliveries task. Now, if war was a little bit closer, then I would say just wait, but she would need to cancel that 2,500 anyways, right? Because it can't sit there for the duration of the entire contest. Why? Because it's taking up a 2,500 placement. It's taking up not only an entire spot on her list, but it's taking up one of those very valuable 2,500 point spots. It needs to get out of the way sooner rather than later so that you have better options available to you. A lot of people have a tendency to leave things sit for too long, thinking, oh, I'll cancel later. Well, you're just blocking up any opportunity of anything good happening. So you might as well get it out of the way. So her first play should have been to cancel the vote, which she did. Okay, so she cancels that and she gets a 600 tape. Now this is a rotatable task, right? So she's not going to be doing it right now, but it's something to consider. Now I don't know what she has prepped in her hardware store, but she could start to prep the 5 tape, but why? You know, it's only 5 tape, they make super quick, and it's only for 600 points. It's going to be a ways away. So whatever if she did prep tape, I would actually advise that she prep something else, maybe spatulas or shovels, just for the purpose of if she got something, she already can eliminate that particular task because of the fact that, or that particular item because of the fact that she knows it's there for such a small value. Meaning if she were to get another task for the hardware store, it would be usually of, well, it's going to be of a different item for sure. So I would have done probably spatulas is what I would have done. And then if the time comes where she needs to start rotating in the tape or whatever, it's only 5 tape, she can stick it on a bronze token and be done with it. Okay, so the next play here is what? Well, she can't do the monsters, she can't do the war deliveries. So what should her next play be? She has feed ready for pickup, but she's not going to do that because why? Because it's so low that if she gets it back again, then it's going to open up the possibility of it reoccurring. Which, given the fact that she only has 40 factory slots available to her, that could easily be a 12-hour downtime if she was to get smacked with like a 2,300 feed task. So it's really important that she does not do the feed. Now, the veggies is at 1920. That would be her next play. It's premium, it's taking up a 2,000 place value. That would be her next choice, which she does the veggies. She gets an 1,800 cargo. What's her next play here? Is the 1,800 cargo. Why? Because of its points value. Okay? It's at 1,800. It's more than enough to be in play. Now, let's say she got a 1,200 cargo. What would her play be? It would not be cargo. It would be London. Why? Because London is only 200 points less, but it opens up better opportunity. Now, in this particular scenario, the 800 points is more than enough to be your first choice. The fact that it's at 1,800, it's right around that 2,000 place value. Therefore, it's taking up one of your very valuable spots, and it needs to be done. Okay, so she does the cargo. She gets a 2,000 point VU task. This would absolutely be her next choice. It's 2,000 points. It's a premium. It's her highest premium that she is able to do right now. So yes, VU would be her next choice, which she does. Now she gets an upgrade for 2,400 on the design challenge. So looking at her experience bar, I don't know how much she has specifically. She may be able to do 3 of those upgrades and still not level up. Now, that is totally up to you. I don't really recommend getting in the habit of doing this, but if you have a really good chance at winning and you have a upgrade assignment worth this much, it might be a good idea just to take the 30 experience or whatever. I mean, that's almost nothing to ensure that you win Mega. Now, I doubt that she has enough experience, or probably doesn't want to use it for this, so she would probably have to do a task assessment at this point, right? Now she's like, okay, I got to reanalyze everything. So the first thing that she needs to do is go back through her list and see where she's at. She's got a 2400 upgrade. That's taking up a very valuable spot, right? Now she's got a 600 tape, the 3000 delivery, which she knows she's going to be doing soon, but that's still taking up one of her very high spots. Then she's got a 2000 monster, which she knows she needs to get that taken care of as soon as possible. And then she's got everything else is below 1300, which means what option does she really have right now? Well, she could cancel the upgrade for 2400. But is that the right choice right now? Probably not, right? So given this is one of those situations where it's not really a wrong or right choice, I would have done one of two things here. One, I would have either canceled the upgrade for 2400, or I would have done the London delivery first and see what I get, and see if I can, because she still has one or two placements that could come in. And given the fact that she has such a wide variety list, it's highly possible that she gets another upgrade again if she were to cancel. So I probably would have went with London for the time being. But if she canceled, I would understand why she canceled, if that makes sense. So she cancels the upgrade, and she gets a spatula assignment for 2100, which she does, which, yes, I would have prepped spats. Then she gets chairs. Okay, for 2000, which she does, I'm assuming. Okay. Now she gets a 3000 VU, which is good. It means that she made the right choice when she did that 2000 VU, so we know that that's her next choice. Now she gets a 900 chemicals task. Okay, so right here, this particular task is not going to be touched at all for the rest of the contest. It's at a great value. We're going to leave it alone. Now, depending on if the club's in war now would determine, because it's been a while, I don't know if it is or not. If the club is still not in war, her next play should be London. Why? Because it's her next highest premium that she has available, right? So coins and repair you should do when you run out of rotatable premiums. Right now, that London deliveries, it opens up better opportunity than the simoleons or the repair. Because if you do the repair or the simoleons, you know that they're just going to come right back, right? Eventually, like within 3 or 4 tasks, they're going to come right back, and therefore you're right back in the same boat. You didn't open up anything of any value to you. No good opportunity there. So then she's got the ones at the bottom here, but they're only worth 800, right? So why would she do an 800 epic over a 1000 London? You wouldn't. So her next place should have been the London, which she did. Okay, now she gets another launch 2 VU, so she does that. And she gets a 1400 cement task. Now this would be, again, her next highest premium, so cement would be the way to go. And then she gets a 1600 upgrade, so that upgrade came back. Now, she does the war deliveries because war is in session. Okay, so that gets that out of the way, and she gets a 3K VU, which she does. And then she gets a delivery to London, so it's a good thing she opened that up. She got that for 3000. Then she gets another 3000 VU. Now she gets hit with an 1800 cargo. Now, I don't know if the monster's there yet, but if the monster's not there, 1800 cargo is going to be her next play. 2000 VU. Okay, right here. She gets a 1600 keys. 1600 upgrade. She's got a 2000 monster. She's got repair, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so right here she does the keys. Now, this wasn't wrong. This was because she couldn't do the monster, that would have been her next play, right? No, 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 no. That's right. I couldn't see the bottom of her list. So this is where I knew I was doing something wrong here. This is where her first mistake was made, was task 43. So every 5 tasks or so, try to send in a bottom picture. Right now, it's been a while since she sent one in, I think. Let's go back. Yeah, it's been a while. So she has the... Jesus. Come on. Okay. She has the 800 war card there at the bottom. Now, if we go back to the keys... Right here. What should she do? Task assessment. Let's go over it. She's in war. Monster's not there. She would have done the monster. She's got a 1600 upgrade that she isn't doing or canceling. Okay, so that's sitting. She's got chemicals, which we're not going to touch. Tape, which is rotatable, but it's lower than the epic, and it's also lower than the war card. So why would you do tape over that when the other ones are 200 points higher? She's got coins, which is higher than the war, but it's lower than the keys. So right now, if she does keys for 1600, what is she doing? What happens now? She's just going to get the keys back, right? Now it's just a matter of how much it comes in for. Is it going to come in for 1600 again, or is it going to come in for 2000? And even so, we're right back here where, again, she's got 43 tasks remaining, right? So opportunity is really important right now. Whereas if it was like 10 tasks remaining, you know, like 10 tickets remaining, then it would be about points value, not opportunity. Right now, she needs to open up opportunities. That should be her main focus. War is limited. You can only launch war attacks when the monster's in your city or when you're in war. So why would she choose epic over war card when war is limited, right? So war would have been her next play here. She needed to get that done before war ends. It's a great opportunity to open up something better. That should have been what she does, is the war card. Now, she does the keys. So that was her first mistake. Okay? Now she gets a 3K Tokyo, which I'm assuming she does. And then she gets a... I don't know. Why is it blurry? Hang on a second. Let's give it a minute to load. 2K London, so she's going to do that. 3K Tokyo. 2K smoothies. Well, 1800 smoothies. Okay, so right here, she gets a 1500 minerals. What's her next play? What does she do here? Minerals would be her next choice. She doesn't have anything better. It's her premium, unless the monster's there yet. So she does the monster. Okay, so that would have been correct because the monster was there. And then she gets a launch 3, so great, she does that. All right, right here. 1600 keys again. So the 1600 keys did come back, and it came back worth 1600, obviously. So what's her play here? Minerals, right? Because it's only worth 70 less. It opens up better opportunity. We know that keys is going to come back. And she still has 36 assignments left. So opportunity trumps points, and the points aren't that much. So absolutely minerals, which she does not do. She does the keys, thereby blocking off her opportunity all to get 70 more points. That was her second mistake. And then she gets a 2000 VU, which she should have done. Which I'm assuming she did by the looks. Hang on, you guys. Okay, so she does the 2K VU, and she gets the 1,600 keys back again. Okay, so now this is the third time the keys has come in for 1,600. So, again, she should have done the minerals. And she does the keys for a third time. And she gets a 2,000 textiles task. Now, here's the thing. The textiles task is for 50? For 50. So it's 2 rounds, okay? She would have prepped 20 of them, right? 20 to 25, and then maybe done the minerals on the remaining. I don't know what she does. Technically, she should have done the minerals before all this nonsense. But she has 2 options here. She can either pause and do the textiles depending on what time of day it is and what's going on, or she can say, okay, I'm going to do the second half of the textiles, leaving my factories open, and do the minerals, or do that war attack before war is over and it's too late. That would depend on how long the war timer's going for. If your war timer is only going on for a couple of hours, right, then you would definitely want to get that done. Now, she should have done the war one a while ago, and then she wouldn't be in this situation. But we'll see what she does. She does repair. Why? Okay, so right here, this would be her next mistake. It doesn't make any sense. This to me makes 0 sense to me. I don't understand where she even came to this conclusion. So, right here, I can see why you would do the textiles. I can see why you would do the minerals even. I can see why you would do the coins, or the 800 epic, or even the 800 war attack. But the last thing that I would touch would have been the repair out of these options. And I wouldn't have touched, obviously, the feed and the chemicals. No kidding. But right here, this to me does not make sense. Repair gives 0 opportunity. It has now opened up the possibility of it coming back. And she had way better rotatable options. So you have your rotatable tasks, and then you have your non-premium tasks that you can do when they're right around the 200 or the 2,000 place value to open up that place value. It wasn't taking up a place value, and it didn't offer any opportunity, so it shouldn't have been touched, right? Okay, so she does that, and she gets a 1,600 wood task, which she was able to do. So I'm assuming that she did the second half of the textiles, leaving herself factory slots open to be able to do the wood, which means she should have done the minerals. They were 300 and something higher, and they opened up better possibility. To me, I don't understand why she did that. I'll have to ask her why, because that doesn't make sense to me. Okay, now she gets a 2,000 VU, which she does, and then she gets a 2,000 keys, which she should have done, which she does. Because of its points value, she would want to get that done right away. Now she gets a 3,000 VU. Great, so she would have done that. 1,800 smoothies, so she would have done that. Now she's got her monster back at 1,500, so we know she's not going to touch the monster. Now she has her textiles done, so she gets that cleared up, and she gets a 2,000 repair, which she would have done. 3K Tokyo, 2K keys, 2,400 Old Town building. Okay, so right here, she has, if you remember, she has that upgrade. I wanted to see if she sent up the bottom of her list. She has the 1,600 upgrade for the design challenge. She's got one upgrade at the bottom that I can recall. And then now she's got this 2,400 one. So now we need to do a task assessment. We need to go through, look at the points value, look at opportunity, look at everything. And we're going to say, okay, she's got a 2,400 upgrade. So there's one out of the 4 2K tasks being taken up. Now, she's got a 1,500 monster that stays put. She's got a 1,500 premium minerals, 1,600 upgrade. So the 1,600 is right around the threshold of that 2K placement. So that is taking up one of her decent spots. And then she's got the chemicals and the feed that she can just leave put. Tape, which is really low because we still have that 800 war task there at the bottom. And then the 1,200 coins. So right now, what should her next play be? Right now, her next play needs to be that damn war card to get that damn thing done before war ends. If she's right around that war timer. Or it would have been minerals. Minerals should have been done forever ago. Same with the war card. But anyways, minerals would be first and foremost would be the minerals. Which she did. Okay. 2,000 London. Great. Does that. Now she gets the 1,600 repair. So now we're back here at this position where we say, okay, she's got 21 tasks remaining, meaning she still needs to be opening up opportunity here. And right now would be an excellent time to rotate in that war card. And she does repair. So this was her next mistake. So right now she opened up no opportunity for herself. She took points over opportunity, which was still 400 lower on her average. She should have went with the war card. Even if she wasn't going to go with the war card, she should have went with the epic, the tape even, or even the key or the coins. That's what she should have done. The repair should have been the last. So like if you have to pick between repair and keys, you pick keys because it opens up better opportunity and it normally comes in for more value. Whereas repair, it not only eats up your VU, it usually comes in with less value and it usually comes back quicker than keys. Now, either way, she still has other rotatable options, premiums, that she's not doing because of their value. She's looking at value, okay? She's thinking it's a 1,600 versus a 800. But that 800 has a much higher possibility of bringing in something better, which is going to make up for those points. So now she gets a 2,000 keys. So like I said, usually keys comes back for worth a decent amount. So she gets the 2,000 keys and does that. Now she gets the 1,600 repair again. So now we're right back where we were 2 tasks ago, except for we've used 2 tasks and now we're looking at the same exact situation we were in 2 tasks ago. Okay. Now she does the launch war and gets a 2,000 VU, which she should have done, which she does not do. This, again, I don't understand this one here at all. So you have a 2,000 VU. It's taking up a 2,000 placement. It's premium, okay? It's clearly been excellent to her this entire round. If you go back and you look, she's launched a lot of times. And it's all been for 2,000 or 3,000 points. I don't recall seeing any of them for 1,000. So I would have that would have been the first thing I would have done. So that 1,200 simoleons, that didn't make sense to me at all. Like, there's no way in hell I would have done the coins right here. I would have absolutely done the VU. Then she gets a 2,400 residential. So now she's got 2 residentials at 2,400 value and a 2,000 point VU task, and then a 1,600 upgrade, which she does the launch disaster, and she gets a 1,400 sugar. So right here she's got 3 factory tasks, all worth pretty low value. She's got 1, 2, 3 upgrades, 4 upgrades if you count the one at the bottom of the list. 2 of which, actually 3 of which are pretty high. Wait, no, hold on. What happened? Upgrade residential, upgrade old townhome. She canceled. I didn't see a cancel. Where is her cancel? Okay, so she canceled her regular residential, but I don't see a screenshot for it. because she had a regular residential at 17, and then she had an old townhome, lunch disaster, but it's not there, and she's at 15. So right here we're missing a screenshot of a cancellation. So right here she made a mistake again. If she was going to cancel, she would have wanted to do a double cancellation to reboot the system in a sense. So it doesn't make sense to only cancel one, right? Because then it just comes usually right back. What we've been noticing is whenever we have to do a cancel, we want to cancel something else, right? So in her case, she probably thought, well, the old townhome has a possibility of coming back in for 3,000 or higher, right? But that 1,600 doesn't. I mean, even if it does, it's a design challenge one. So they're less likely to come in from what I've seen. Either way, she didn't open up a whole lot. So right here, what should have happened is one of two things. Either she should have tried to do that design challenge, one, or she should have canceled 2 of the upgrades. Now, right now she's got 86,000 and she's got 15 tasks remaining. The person in second and third is pretty close to her score. Okay, so right here she does the repair for 1,600. This thing's been done like 4 times and it's been below 2,000 points. This has fucked up her whole week. Like, this is probably what cost her a win, would be my assumption. If she was like 20 to 30,000 low, you know, maybe right around there, that would have been what did it, is all these repairs. These are not opening up opportunity. So even though they're close to the 2,000 value, you got to remember that people have a hard time understanding that when you cancel an assignment, you have to make up for those points, right? When you do an assignment worth less points, you have to make up for those points. So people are always against canceling, right? But what they don't understand is it can be just as bad for you to do the wrong task as it can to be able to cancel. So in her case, every time you do this, you're not opening up a opportunity for yourself. Therefore, nothing better can happen. And what you're getting isn't good enough. So it's like, what do? You do the other thing so that you get better opportunity. Now, she gets a 2,000 keys, and then she gets a 1,600 upgrade. So that upgrade came back, but it came back lower. Okay? Now she does the epic for 800. That one, that's a tough one, you know, because I would have went with the tape, to be honest with you. I would have went with the tape. It's worth 200 less, but it opens up better opportunity. Whereas now she's going to do this epic, and it's going to probably hit her with a couple of these epic tasks. And given the fact that there's 2 days left, I know that our war schedule was screwed up, and there's a downtime. I probably would not have done that epic, just given those circumstances. But I don't mark this wrong, because I understand why she did it, and I don't know exactly what was going on in her game. So maybe it was the right thing to do for her at that time. I don't know where we were at with war, so it's hard to say. Then she gets a 2,400 Latin home upgrade. So now she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 upgrades in her list, 2 of which are worth 2,400. So now she's got to do something to fix this. And she does the tape. And she gets a 2,400 epic. So she does the epic. Good thing she saved her epic. So for those of you who haven't heard me say it the first 97 million times, if you start an epic project for the contest, you need to stop and pause. Do not add any points until you finish your assignment. Then stop, pause, wait, and see if you get another assignment. Add only what you need to, stop, pause, and do that until your epic is done. Or until you are at like 2 hours left, or however long you need to finish your epic. Now she gets a 1350 coins task. So under these circumstances, she needs to cancel an upgrade, because right now she's got 10 tasks remaining, right? She's not going to want to cancel when she gets to her tickets. So it's really important now more than ever that she cancels, which she ends up doing the design challenge for 1600. So if she was able to do this the entire time, that changes things. This should have been done a long time ago if that's the case, right? So here it's like, if you think that you can do something like this and you plan to do it, she should have done it forever ago and got it out of the way. But either way, it is what it is. So now she's faced with this predicament here still, where again she has too many upgrades in her list, she's running out of opportunities, and she needs to cancel. She needs to do something, or she's going to end up spending the next several tasks trying to make up for these points. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I only have 9 tasks left, it's no biggie. But it kind of is, because you got to think about tickets. That's still 24 tasks that you have to do to add some points. That could be 50,000 points. And if you're not able to get those values in because they're all being blocked, that can really hurt your score. So she does the simoleons, okay, and she gets a repair, and now she's got repair and keys. Now if she's not going to cancel, which she should, what would she have chosen between repair and keys? She should have chosen keys. They have a higher chance of coming in worth more, and they have a higher chance of not coming back right away. And she does repair. I don't know what the hell is with this frickin' repair, but stop touching this damn thing, okay? It hasn't been good to you. Now she gets a 1K VU. Again, she should be canceling, but she's not. So what's going to happen is the game's going to continue to give her garbage. It's going to continue to give her 1,000 point tasks, you know? Every now and then it might kick her one good one to kind of try to make up for those points. But for the most part, it's going to continue to give her garbage. So now she's like, oh, I need to cancel. Yes, should have canceled 5 tasks ago. So she cancels. But she only cancels 1. Probably didn't want to take that hard of a hit, but there's an issue with this. Okay, so she does the 1,500 simoleons. Now, I would have done the VU. Why would I have done the VU? Because it's been pretty good to her so far. Okay, and the fact that she has 5 tasks left, she's almost to her tickets. Once you hit tickets, points trump opportunity. She would have had a better chance of that later. She should have saved the coins for later on when she got to her tickets. So now she gets a 1,500 voting challenge. She can't really afford to cancel that, right? So she does the keys for 1,200. Again, wrong choice. She's not at her tickets yet. So she should have said, I need to sacrifice those 200 points for better opportunity, and done the VU. She gets a 2,000 epic, which she does. And then she gets a 1,600 repair. Again, she needs to do this launch VU, but she does the repair. She gets another 2,000 epic, which she does. And then she gets a 2,500 war deliveries, which I'm assuming she can't do now because war's over. So she does her launch 1 VU, and she gets a delivery to Tokyo for 1,000, which she does. And then she does war deliveries, which is a day. Okay, so at 2 days, 12 hours, she got the war deliveries. 1 day, 20 hours. So she had some downtime. She had to wait for the war deliveries. Now, here is where she makes a very vital mistake. Now she's got 1 day and 20 hours remaining. She's on tickets. And now she decides to do a task that is a 5-hour task, right? She completes a 5-hour task. But the problem is, or 6 or whatever hours. The problem is now she's opened up the opportunity of feed coming back, right? And textiles was only 100 less. And it was significantly less in time. Now, a lot of people would say, well, maybe I did it in the morning and I was sleeping, but that's not the point. The point is, what if it comes back for 2 rounds? What if she gets a 2300 feed task? How can she ignore that? She can't. She can't afford to ignore it. So she would have to do it. Whereas if she got a task for textiles worth 2 rounds, it would be a fraction of that. It would be half of that, actually, of the time it would take. So she should not have done the feed. Now, if she was going based on points and saying, well, points trumps opportunity, then why didn't she do the sugar? The sugar's higher and it takes less time. It doesn't make sense either way. Okay, so either sugar or textiles should have been done. Now, given the fact that she had been on her tickets, depending on the situation, I don't know if this was morning or night, and the fact that the sugar was for 36, whereas the textiles was for 32, sugar would have taken 1 extra hour than the textiles, right? But sugar has a higher chance of returning than textiles. But we're going for points, not opportunity. Okay? But she's also running out of time here. I would have went with textiles. Okay. She cancels an upgrade. So now she's canceling on tickets when she should have canceled forever ago. Remember when I said she should have done that double cancellation? Yeah, she should have done that. Now she gets that glue task, which she does, and then she gets more deliveries, which she completes. 1,000 Tokyo, which, okay, 1 day, 18 hours left, 1 round of text. Those should have been prepped back here when she was at, she had one day, 19 hours, right? When she cleared out her feed, she was at 1 day, 20 hours. Now she's at 1 day, 19 hours, 1 day, 18 hours. So right here, she would have had 1 hour left on the textiles had she waited, right? Now, it's only worth 200 more, so, but we're also on tickets here. She would have needed to look at the leaderboard and see if her placement was secure, if she could afford to take that kind of a hit or not. This would depend. Then she gets a plastic task, which she does, for 16, and then she gets a metal task, which she does, a 1600 war. And then she comes here and she does the textiles for the 1280. Now at this point, she's got 19 hours left, and she's almost out of tickets. So she should have prepped sugar, not textiles, given how much time she has left and how little tasks she has left. She should have went with sugar because it trumps in points, right? And then she was done. Why did she pick textiles? If sugar was her, or if, hang on, did she do the sugar at some point and I missed? No, yeah, it's there. Okay, so right here, she makes a mistake because she goes for 200 less. Now, it could be that she knew that she wasn't going to make it past first place, right? But here's the problem. This is a very vital mistake. Let's say, hypothetically, and I don't know if this is the case, but let's just say hypothetically that she knew that she wasn't going to win first place and that first place was above anything that she could have added, right? So she decided to go with something that was 200 points less to finish now over waiting 1 hour. That's foolish, and I'll tell you why that's foolish. Because what if second place or third place bumped you down? What if they bumped you down to third and it was only by 100 points? Wouldn't you be pretty pissed off that you didn't just wait the 1 hour for the sugar? Now, this type of stuff happens. It really does, especially as the competition gets harder. So it's really important that if you're in a situation like this, that you don't be lazy and that you take the extra 2 hours or whatever it is, or hour or whatever, for the extra 200 points. I don't know if that's what she did or not. I'm just explaining to you guys why, even if you're going to lose first place, it's still important that you secure your second place. Okay? So what she should have done now is opportunity and is out. She's only got 1 task remaining, right? So technically, knowing how many tickets that she had left back here, she only had a couple tickets left when she was here. She should have went with Sugar way back here if she only had 5 tickets with that much time left, right? Because even if Sugar did come back, she would have had plenty of time to run 2 rounds and still finish. So you guys, a lot of you guys seem to have issues when it comes to the end, like right around 10 tasks remaining and the end. So at the beginning of the contest, it's you want to clear out as many of your premiums as possible, get those squared away. Then you go into rotation, okay? And you rotate out your highest premiums for opportunity. Then as you progress through the contest, you're going to get to the point where you're at about 10 tasks remaining. At this point, you want to clear up any loose ends with anything for opportunity, okay? Get all those opportunities squared away, because once you fall into tickets, points trump opportunity. You know, you're not going to want to take a 1K VU, a 1K launch VU when you have 5 tickets left versus a 1,500 coins, right? 500 extra points now, or open up a possible opportunity for 3 tasks. I mean, that just doesn't make sense, right? So a lot of people are having issues with when does points become more valuable than opportunity, and that's when. So for the first 50 tasks, it's about keeping a 2K average and opening up the best possible opportunity. Then you get to 10 tasks remaining, and it becomes about getting all of those opportunities squared away so that when you fall into your tickets, you can do your points. You know, points trumps opportunity. Now, if you go back through and you look through her choices this week, you can see what screwed her up. That VU repair, I mean, look how many times she did that VU repair. Now, when you're the person that's doing the assignments, it's really hard to kind of see it in a timeline because you're engrossed in the game and you're not remembering what you're doing. But when you look back over your week, you can see a pattern here. You know, you can see exactly what happened and where it fell off and why her average is so low. It was all those VU repairs and the couple of very vital mistakes she made. So when I tell people, you know, that you've made a mistake, is it a mistake that is going to cost you your win, or is it not a mistake that's going to cost you your win? Usually not doing an assignment for several assignments is what ends up costing you your win. It's allowing something to sit that shouldn't be sitting. In her case, the war assignment and the doing of the repair is what mainly screwed up her week. Had she not done those 2 things and she not allowed those upgrades to sit for as long as she did, her score would have been a lot higher, okay? Hopefully this helps you guys. For a lot of you guys, it seems like it's just a matter of knowing when opportunity should be taken into account or when it should be points. Now, like I said, there's so many different scenarios that it's kind of hard to get them all in play, you know, but hopefully this walkthrough helps you guys. For those of you who haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I try to put videos out daily. If you want me to review your week, you have to submit all of your screenshots. Now, every 5 screenshots, I prefer that you send me the bottom of your list. She did not do that. It really kind of messed me up. It would have been nice to have some of the bottom screenshots, so next time try to send me some of the bottom, you know, every so many tasks. Now, for those of you who are in my training course, I'm telling everybody this week, I want every single person this week to fly solo, okay? Now, what I want them to do is I want them to take screenshots of all of their choices, okay? And Rose, I'm talking to you. You're going to take your screenshots, and if you are able to, you can put in a note that's on there that says, like, you know, this, you know, monster wasn't here or whatever. I don't need like 16 paragraphs. Just Something basic that says, you know, Monster was not here. That's why I did this, or whatever the case may be. Now, if it's easier for you to send them in one at a time, you know, into the messenger and then state, like, this is why I chose this, great. But for those of you who are going to be doing this, all of you are going to be doing this, I will not tell you if you mess up. Okay, so if you want to send them in one at a time and I'll review them as you do them, that's fine. But I'm not going to tell you that you've messed up until the week is over. And I'm going to go through your guys' choices just like I did with hers. And I want to do a review for each one of you because this is going to be the best way that you guys are going to be able to see how mistakes are made and how they directly affect you. What I've been noticing is when I work with you guys one-on-one, you guys aren't really seeing where the mistake is at and how it's affecting you. This seems to be the best way to teach you guys, is to show you like, hey, this is what she did, this is why it was wrong, this is how it affected her game. And you can see it all laid out right in front of you. Okay, so I want to do that with each and every one of you this week. And Bree, I would prefer you do it as well, because I haven't seen any of your progress in a while because you kind of went, you know, you dropped down. If you're playing competitively at all, Steven and Bree, Tanya, Chris, Rose, CPT, I'll have to talk to him separately because I don't know what he's got going on. But all of you guys, I would prefer you do this week. Take screenshots of everything and send them to me all in one shot. Or what you can do is you can save them to an album on your phone, and then when you click on the album specifically, you click share, create link, you send me the link just like what Tanya did, and it's just an album that I can open up. Okay? Alright, you guys, good luck.